What if I told you that on November Earth Arsendling Arsawar at exactly Sir E, a powerful shift will move through your life, something strong enough to feel like time itself is bending? Some people call it a crossing of timelines, a point where different paths meet at once. Not everyone will feel it the same way, but those who do will notice the air becoming different, almost charged. You might see repeating numbers or moments that feel strangely familiar. Your heart may react before your mind understands, as if something unseen is guiding you. This moment is not superstition or random luck. It is a sign. Every decision, every loss, every strange pull in your spirit has been leading you toward this single point in time. When Suri derives, the barrier between what you know and what you're meant to become grows thin. The universe stops asking what you want and begins rearranging your path. Some people will feel calm. Others may feel overwhelmed. But everyone will sense that after this moment, nothing will feel exactly the same. You didn't find these words by chance. They're here to remind you of something your spirit already knows. A shift has been happening quietly inside you long before you noticed it. You've been feeling it, haven't you? The stillness that comes before something major. Dreams that seem too vivid to ignore. People fading from your life without a clear reason. Events repeating themselves like echoes from somewhere else. It's not chaos. It's not a mistake. It's your reality being reorganized from the inside out. For months, the energy has been rising. You may have blamed stress or exhaustion, but deep down you felt something deeper moving. Time may feel uneven. Moments stretch or shrink in strange ways. You might sense endings before they happen or feel the start of something you can't name yet. This is the warning stage, the moment before a significant split in your path. Two directions are opening at the same time, one that keeps repeating old patterns and another that leads into something unknown. Your spirit has been preparing you for this alignment through every setback, every heartbreak, every lonely night. None of it was punishment. Every difficult moment was clearing space for what's coming next. When Sir E arrives on November Ursarth, everything begins to line up. Threads of destiny that once felt random begin to connect. And on that morning, some people will feel unusually light, as if a heavy weight suddenly lifted. Others may feel tired, confused, or like their own body doesn't feel familiar. This difference isn't a matter of luck. It's preparation. People who cling to what is already fading will keep repeating the same stories, the same emotions, the same disappointments. That cycle won't break until a future moment, years down the line. But those who accept the shift, those who trust the pull they feel, will step into something completely new. It's not about winning or losing. It's about rising into a different level of awareness. When your energy lifts, life stops pushing against you. Things begin to line up. Chances appear. Old fears lose their power. Your life bends toward peace and purpose, not chaos. But this change comes with a quiet truth. Not everyone can go with you. You'll see certain people drift away without any clear reason. Some relationships may fade without closure. It isn't betrayal. It's completion. Their part in your journey is ending, and the next chapter will require a different kind of energy. To cross into a new version of yourself, you can't hold on to everything. You can't carry old identities, old fears, or old versions of who you used to be. You might feel sadness or a sense of letting go, but that feeling is the old self dissolving. It's the start of moving into something higher. For a time, it may feel like standing between two worlds. One foot in what you know, and one foot in a future you can't see yet. Your mind might panic, but your heart recognizes what's happening. This quiet period before the shift is important. It's the still point before a new rhythm begins. It's the pause before the awakening unfolds. If you pay attention, you'll notice your energy moving differently, almost as if something larger than you is aligning just out of sight. This is your own inner rhythm syncing with a deeper, universal flow. You were never lost. You're being repositioned. The end. You're being cleared out so something bigger can find room inside you. When the moment arrives, nothing needs to be forced. You'll simply feel it. You'll wake up sensing that time feels different, like it has a new texture. Your thoughts feel stronger. Your choices feel more important. That's when you'll understand the truth. The shift didn't happen around you. It happened through you. The old version of you ends the moment you allow yourself to release what you've been holding. And in that surrender, a quiet calm settles in, a calm that lets you know you're exactly where you were meant to be. This period before the shift isn't the ending. It's your initiation. It's the silent moment before everything inside you reawakens. Then comes the first collision, gentle, but unmistakable. A small flicker in your reflection, a whisper in your thoughts that feels out of place, a memory that feels like yours, even though you don't remember living it. This is where your past and future versions meet. It isn't fantasy, and it isn't confusion. It's a joining of different parts of your own spirit. The air may feel heavy but charged, like the moment before a storm. Your senses sharpen. Your instincts feel louder. You might feel choices appearing inside your mind before you've made them. You might feel emotions that seem to belong to moments that haven't happened yet. You're standing between realities. Time doesn't move in a straight line here. It folds. You may sense two versions of yourself at once, the one who survived everything and the one who wonders if survival is enough. Every moment of déjà vu is your other self, reaching out to you. You may look into the mirror and feel as if something familiar is watching, not from outside you but from within. It's the version of you that remembers who you were before. Fear shaped your life. Well, this crossing doesn't test your strength, it tests your honesty. It asks who you really are when no one is looking. Your reflection begins to shift, not in shape, but in feeling. You might notice it in your eyes first, a deeper presence, a knowing look that wasn't there before. You're meeting the version of yourself who lived through every hardship and kept going. When the realities touch, your emotions may overflow. You might cry unexpectedly or laugh without reason. You may feel peaceful one moment and unsettled the next. This is the merge. It feels messy, but it's actually alignment taking shape. The crossing brings forward everything you've hidden. Your fears, your stories, your dreams. You once dismissed, and then a realization rises. You're not meeting a stranger. You're meeting the part of yourself that never forgot why you're here. The part that carried your purpose, even when you were tired of trying. When these two parts join, your energy changes. You stop chasing approval because you no longer need it. You stop searching for meaning because it begins to rise naturally from within. This crossing shows you your real growth. It reveals the ways you changed yourself to fit into places you've outgrown. And when you see that difference clearly, you begin letting go of the layers that were never truly you. This process can feel like losing yourself, but it's actually the moment you come back to who you really are. You're remembering your original design before fear reshaped you. When your past meets your future, your present begins to feel different. Time stretches. Life slows. The world around you softens like it's waiting for your next move. Every thought becomes more powerful. Every emotion shifts your path. Every breath stabilizes the merge between who you were and who you are becoming. You begin to feel lighter, not because life gets easier, but because you're no longer carrying denial. You see yourself clearly now, and that clarity feels like strength. The first collision isn't destruction, it's recognition. It's remembering that the reflection was always you. Then comes the fracture, the breaking of what's not real. This always happens in an awakening. The world you knew begins to fall apart. At first it's subtle, but soon it becomes impossible to ignore. Conversations feel shallow. Old dreams stop inspiring you. Things you clung to no longer have meaning. This is the collapse of the false self. The energy inside you rises so high that anything built on fear or pretense can't survive. It may look like loss. People drift away. Plans fail at the last moment. Your emotions swing between confidence and doubt. But this isn't punishment, it's accuracy. The universe clears out everything that doesn't match who you're becoming. What collapses now is what was blocking you. The noise has to break for the real music of your life to return. Dazed as the fracture deepens, time feels strange. You may lose sleep because your spirit is waking up. Devices glitch. Thoughts move faster. You're not falling apart. You're opening. What society trained you to be begins to peel away. Underneath is something ancient and steady. It can feel frightening to lose your old identity. But this space of uncertainty forces you to look inward. That's the point. If life stayed comfortable, you would never discover your true strength. So the universe removes the false safety until the only solid place left is your authentic self. As long as you start noticing that holding on to old patterns only makes them break faster, life is teaching you to release control. It's teaching you faith through what feels like chaos. And in that surrender, the truth becomes clear. Nothing real is being taken from you. Everything that disappears now was built on fear, expectation, or old versions of love. The seams are finally coming undone. What remains is the real you, quiet, powerful, and whole. Every silence, every unanswered message, every canceled plan is part of a larger redirection. You're being guided toward alignment. You're being stripped of what limits you so the light inside you can expand. There will be moments of loneliness. That's your soul stretching. You may revisit memories you thought were healed. That's your spirit clearing old timelines. You'll question who you are. That's necessary because what's true will stay and what's false will fade. The fracture teaches you what's lasting and what's temporary. It shows you which energy lifts you and which drains you. And eventually, the shift arrives, the weight lifts. You breathe more fully. You begin to recognize yourself again. Not the person shaped by fear, but the one who existed before it. The false self is loud and myriad and certain. The false self is loud and restless. The true self is quiet and certain. That silence you feel now is not emptiness. It's your strength returning to you. And slowly you'll realize that everything that left your life, everything that fell apart, wasn't taken from you. It was clearing the way for who you are becoming. Everything that fell away was never meant to weaken you. It was shaping you into someone steadier. When the energy rises again, you won't be afraid like before. You'll feel the same pressure that once overwhelmed you. And instead of panicking, you'll recognize it as another stage of your growth. This is the turning point where many people feel like they've lost everything, but the truth is that they only lost what was false. When the unnecessary layers fall away, what remains is your solid center, the part of you that cannot be erased, pushed aside, or replaced. From that clear and grounded place, you begin to rebuild your life. Not from fear, not from insecurity, but from a sense of alignment and inner steadiness. That is real power. The breaking point was not the end. It was the moment when the truth was finally revealed. And when the confusion settles, you'll see that what crumbled was never truly yours to hold on to. There comes a time in every transformation when everything begins to move with a different kind of ease. What once felt impossible begins to feel natural. This is the leap, an inner shift, not a physical jump. It happens in the quiet space between thoughts, the moment when you stop waiting for proof and start allowing yourself to believe what you feel. This kind of opening does not respond to chasing or forcing. Chasing tells life that you think you're missing something. Alignment tells life that you already trust where you're going, and that energy changes everything. During moments of high clarity, like the one that arrives at sure E, your thoughts, emotions, and choices ripple outward with greater strength. It's like the universe listens more closely. What you believe in that minute shapes the direction of your next years. It's not superstition, it's how your focus and energy guide the structure of your life. Whatever you pay attention to grows, whatever you hold fearfully repeats, and whatever you approach with calm confidence begins to come toward you. Lens. Some people use this moment of clarity to rise into a deeper peace. Others fall back into old patterns because they think life controls them. The difference is never luck or timing. It is always the level of your inner frequency. The leap begins when you choose to believe that your inner strength matters more than the challenges around you. It begins the moment you choose faith over fear, even for a second. It's not about pushing your way forward. It's about letting the natural flow of creation move through you instead of resisting it. When you step into that flow, the obstacles that once felt solid begin to soften. Paths open where there were none. Synchronicities become so frequent that you can no longer call them coincidences. And the leap doesn't ask you to turn into someone else. It asks you to return to the part of yourself that always believed things could change. When your energy finally matches your vision, time adjusts to support you. Beland. That's why some changes seem to happen suddenly, because, in a higher sense, they were simply waiting for the moment you aligned with them. Every choice you make now has greater influence. Choosing calm over fear doesn't just relax your mind, it shifts the path you are on. Choosing gratitude over doubt doesn't just change your mood, it activates a new chain of events that were waiting for you to reach that emotional level. Sometimes the leap feels like standing still while everything around you rearranges itself. That is how you know the process is happening. It's not disorder, it's realignment. Your energy is rising and life is adjusting to match it. You may feel sudden clarity. Your energy is rising and life is adjusting to match it. You may feel sudden clarity. Things that once drained you no longer have any hold. People who once triggered you fade into the background. This isn't coldness, it's understanding. You've moved from reacting to life into shaping it. But the leap requires trust. Doubt slows everything down. Every time you question yourself, the energy waits for you to remember your worth. But steady belief, quiet, consistent belief, pulls everything back into motion. It's not about pretending everything is perfect. It's about trusting that even in uncertainty, you are being guided with precision. You're no longer moving blindly. You're moving by the feeling of resonance. You'll start noticing how quickly your inner world and outer world mirror each other. Think of someone, and they show up. Imagine peace, and your day shifts in surprising ways. This isn't fantasy, it's the natural response of reality to your energy. Life does not respond to words. It responds to the emotional frequency behind them. You send a signal through your feelings, and the world reflects that signal back. Blends. Once you truly understand this, struggle stops feeling necessary. You stop trying to create from a place of desperation. You begin to act from the understanding that what belongs to you cannot pass you by. The leap becomes smoother. You begin to live as though the good you want is already forming, and life begins to match that perspective. You may feel waves of energy in your body, warmth, tingling, or pressure. That is your system adjusting to the new frequency. You're tuning yourself to a higher signal, and life is answering in real time. In these moments, everything lines up. Your choices, your experiences, and all the lessons you've gathered begin to merge into something whole. The leap doesn't require sacrifice, it requires surrender, not giving up but letting go of resistance. You begin to realize that your future isn't something far away. It's something unfolding inside you. And when you stop chasing and start aligning, you feel it. The click of things falling into place. The quiet certainty that your story is already in motion. Every version of you, across every stage of your life, has been leading you to the same truth: you are already capable. Now you are finally stepping into the timeline where everything comes together. It is the moment where your past, present, and future meet in a single pulse. Manjus, you can sense a shift happening around you, almost like the feeling in the air before a storm, when everything feels charged and different. Time no longer feels straight, or it bends around your thoughts, and moments line up in ways that make you stop and notice. You think about someone, and they suddenly call. You speak something honestly, and life adjusts itself to match what you said. It feels like the barrier between your imagination and the real world has thinned, almost disappearing. This is the stage where you stop waiting for signs and realize you have become the sign. The universe starts responding to you with surprising accuracy. Every feeling becomes a message. Every word becomes an instruction. Every thought creates a pattern that reality reacts to. Energy reflects back to you faster than ever, without delay or disguise. This is why being aware of your inner state matters even more than simply having good intentions, because fear sends signals just as powerfully as faith. The energy you put out, whether light or dark, is what gets amplified. So when you speak, reality listens. When you imagine, the universe begins laying the foundation. When you believe, life rearranges itself to match that belief. You begin to feel as though you are standing in the middle of your own reflection, watching thoughts turn into physical. Everything becomes a mirror of your inner world. Peace creates smooth paths. Doubt creates slowdowns. Gratitude creates moments that feel like blessings. And you realize that the shift you feel isn't happening outside of you. It's happening through you. Reality seems to bend because you have finally grown strong enough to shape it with your energy. This is creation in its simplest form, not luck or magic, but alignment. It's the moment your soul and the universe speak in the same rhythm. Man's when the clock shows Cherie, nothing dramatic happens in the sky, but something subtle and powerful moves inside you. It feels like a gentle awakening, like the first heartbeat after stillness. If you place your hand over your chest and whisper, "I accept my new timeline," you may feel a soft warmth or even tears, not from sadness but from recognition. This is your inner self understanding the shift. The gateway doesn't respond to sight or sound. It responds to vibration. You didn't arrive at this moment by accident. You were guided through signs, dreams, numbers, and moments of clarity until you stood here, ready to remember what your soul agreed to long before you were born. You promised to wake up. You promised to carry light into places that felt heavy. You promised to be living proof that change and miracles are real. And now is the moment that promise comes due. Everything you have lived, every lesson, every hardship, every quiet blessing has woven together to bring you to this point. It is no longer about waiting for the perfect moment, because the perfect moment is here. You are no longer chasing miracles. You have become the energy that creates them. Lean from this point forward, your reality will begin to respond differently. Your thoughts will manifest faster. Your energy will attract people and situations that match truth, clarity, and purpose. Even your silence will carry influence. When your vibration rises, the universe meets you at that level. The older version of you, the one who second-guessed everything and lived in fear, cannot come with you now. That version of you was only preparing you like a cocoon preparing a butterfly. Now you are the wings. When you see Cherie, it becomes more than just a number. It becomes a reflection of who you have become and a reminder that the universe recognizes you. This is your activation, the point where your destiny and your readiness meet. Once you feel this shift, there's no going back. From this moment onward, reality becomes more responsive. The space between thought and outcome shrinks. Everything you believe, everything you say, and every feeling you send out begins shaping your next experience. You stop asking for miracles because you realize you are the channel through which they happen. You may start noticing strange coincidences more often. The energy around you may feel heavier or more alive. Music, numbers, and messages may follow you in patterns. People from your past may reach out unexpectedly, sensing the change in you. You may find yourself choosing calm over chaos, truth over attention, purpose over distraction. This is the beginning of an inner ascension disguised as simple awareness. You are remembering what it feels like to exist in your true power. Your words gain weight. Your belief becomes structure. Your movement carries energy. You shift from living in linear time to moving in a more fluid, responsive rhythm where your thoughts meet reality halfway. Jane at Sir. You become both the observer and the creator of your life. Your breath writes new information into the universe. Your heartbeat confirms that you are awake and aware. And even when life looks normal again tomorrow, it won't truly be the same, because you quietly stepped into a higher version of your path. Anything that no longer matches your new frequency will start to fade away. This isn't loss, it's alignment. Old habits, old relationships, old fears, and old identities may start dissolving. In their place, you will notice more ease, more flow, more clarity, more inner guidance, and more purpose. Life stops feeling random and starts feeling intentional, as if the universe is working with you rather than testing you. This activation isn't a doorway in the sky. It's a shift inside your soul. When you say, "I accept my new timeline," you are declaring that you remember who you truly are. A creator, a carrier of light, someone whose energy influences the world simply by existing. As this inner gateway opens, let the truth settle deeply within you. You were never waiting for the world to give you permission to rise. The universe has been waiting for you to recognize your own power. This moment is your confirmation. From now on, you carry the energy of miracles in everything you do. Rooms feel different when you enter them. People feel calmer or more awake around you, without knowing why. This is your natural influence, and it is why the universe chose you for this shift. TMBG on November, Earth at Sure. The cosmic gateway recognizes your energy and aligns with you. This is when your new reality begins, not through force, but through resonance. It marks the merging of your past lessons, your present awareness, and your future potential. It signals the transition from fear to identity, from survival to purpose, from waiting to becoming. It activates the part of you that remembers your role in the bigger design. This moment is not an ending. It is the beginning of your life as a creator of your own path, the awakening of the miracle frequency within you. From here forward, you don't just witness magic. You generate it.